I needed someone that had a certain level of skill, and literally Second Society saved me. I never want to be put in a position where I have to give a couple someone who I don't feel 100% with.
Welcome back to another episode of the Second Society podcast. Today we sit down with one of my friends and members of Second Society, Irma Garcia. She owns Earth and Sun Co. all the way out in Newport, Rhode Island. She's had some great success with Second Society, so I wanted to sit down with her, just hear her thoughts, hear how she used the platform, and how it's benefited her business. So without further ado, let's dive in. So tell me where you're at with your career now. You said you started in 2019. Going into 24, which is your 5th year in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so it was wild. So I shot my first wedding in 2019. It was like January, and it wasn't my best film at all. You know, it's like mega cringe, but that was my first video for in almost a wedding too. I think I had just done one wedding before that, and I was like straight up with the couple, like, hey, this is my first, like, for real first wedding, and they were so chill. From there, I pretty much was kind of still taking a little bit of photography and trying to figure out where I wanted to go. And I started doing a bunch of style shoots specifically just for video. And by the time mid 2019 came, we were booking pretty crazy for 2020, and that was well before we all knew what was going to happen. So, COVID happened, everything got postponed. And then my first official season was probably 2021. And Here we are.
How many weddings did you do in 21 and 22?
So like about 100 each year. So
no,
it was, yeah, dude, it was insane. Because we were doing photo and video, and it just, like, the postponement plus the actual bookings it was just crazy. So I did have a team kind of going out to those weddings because there was no way I was going to be able to do it by myself. So we were offering photo and video, and just video. So I had a small team, maybe like 4 besides myself and my wife. And what was 2021? Yeah, like about 100. And then the second year too, same amount. And what was 2023? We did 55. And then this year we only have like 25, but just video.
25 feels like a boutique.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's people that do it really good. I know people that own those type of companies that do a little bit more volume, and they do it good. They have good edits for both photo and video. But I just felt like I ended up being more of a manager than a creative. And that to me was like, all right, I can't do this. As much as I like being around people and having a team, and that was like the best part about it, is just having that group of people that had the same interest you had and went all in. I just didn't want to be a manager. I didn't want to show up to a wedding and think for both photo and video, and not even in the creative aspect. It was all logistical stuff, like, oh my God, like, our timeline is only 7 hours, like, video's not going to have enough time for this. So I'm now jumping hats throughout the whole day, and you end up with a headache by the end of the night, and then you end up unfulfilled because you didn't do what you actually wanted to do. So
you're a year in, 2 years into your business, and you're already outsourcing, hiring people for your company. That's amazing. Like, hats off to you. So then come in Second Society. When was this wedding that you booked? Was it Brandon?
Yeah. So Brandon's amazing. And what happened was, a couple weeks before this wedding, the original second shooter didn't work out. It didn't pan out. And I was sort of freaking out because I needed someone that had a certain level of skill to begin with, and is a good person, like, has good customer service, because I feel like everybody I've found online has not worked out well. So it was really hard for me to kind of just relax and say, oh, it's okay, I'll just find a second shooter, on Facebook, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I haven't had good luck there. Or, I'll ask around. With video, it is a little bit more precise than photo. And so I jumped on Second Society, and I really did like the platform. It's so clean and easy to navigate, right? And I just remember just making a post and not thinking at the time that much would come from it, because I know it was what felt newer to me. And I got a message from Brandon, and I'm like, first of all, that name's so familiar. And it turned out it was someone local, which I was like, oh my God, that's amazing, because now I don't have to worry about having to look outside of what's Rhode Island. You know what I mean? So he reached out, and we got on a call, and he was great. I think when we did speak, it was just natural. It was so good. He understood what I needed. What ended up happening was that weekend we had a bigger wedding going on at the Cape, and it was like a high end wedding. So I couldn't just take the time to kind of like supervise the team that's going out. So I was stressing out. And when I finally spoke to Brandon, it was just like, oh, I feel comfortable. I feel better. I know this kid is going to do good, and it's a good match. And they did the wedding. Everything turned out great. The footage is gorgeous. The couple was even like blown away. I think the couple made a comment, and she made sure to reach out and let me know and just say, hey, your team was phenomenal. Like, the bridal party couldn't stop raving. We couldn't. And you guys were like our favorite vendors, and for me not to be there and just hear that from the couple themselves, it's incredible, because we did something right. You know what I mean? And I never want to be put in a position where I have to give a couple someone who I don't feel 100% with. So literally Second Society saved me. And not only that, but making and creating that relationship with like Brandon and was nice, because now I have another filmmaker I can kind of count on if I need a second shooter. And that's what happened. I hired him for a second wedding, and it was another big wedding for me and my company. And he did such a great job, and kind of makes me want to have a third shooter for every wedding now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now I literally just refer clients over to him. You know what I mean? And if I have a wedding that I do need a second or third shooter, I'll reach out to him. So having that flexibility to kind of find someone and not have it be such a stressed out process, it's really nice. It feels really good. And I do think that people in by people I mean like filmmakers or photographers, whoever's using the platform, who go on there and take the time to just fill out your profile, fill out things about yourself, is another level of comfort when it comes to looking for someone. And anybody can go on Facebook or Craigslist or wherever you're looking for people and just type their name. You know what I mean? But I feel like the people on Second Society, they have this want to work and do a good job.
That's awesome that you say that, because like that was like one of the biggest things when we were building it was, okay, do we want to make everybody have to fill out like a full profile before they even get onto the platform, or do we just want to get them in, get their name and their email, and then boom, you're on?
Yeah.
But that's exactly how I felt. I felt like you got to put some type of skin in the game, right? Like we offer free accounts now, and so the only thing I'm asking for is 15 minutes of your time to like really put your work on into it, make a bio that's worth, talking about, making sure you fill out your availability so that we're all in it together, and then making sure that this whole system works. So when people go to find somebody for a specific date, it actually gives you the right results.
Yeah.
All of that. And so I think you hit it on the head, is like the people that are on the platform, like actually care, actually want to do a good job, actually want to show up and serve you the best that they possibly can.
Yeah, 100%. And it's a whole different mindset. You know what I mean? I think my biggest trust issue sometimes with looking for a second shooter is that they want to come in and do things for themselves. And and I just felt like going on and searching for either gigs for myself or for second shooters, it's kind of like all the details there. You take it if you think you're a great fit. You get to connect with the actual videographer or whoever's making the post, and you're able to see like, oh, this is going to be a really great fit, or maybe it's not, but you don't, there's, there isn't that uncertainty that comes
Yeah.
with certain other platforms where you do go to look for candidates or for jobs in general. It's hard for someone outside, you know, you do this and you're just constantly thinking about others, which is nice and refreshing, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for me, I'm just like, this is great. And to think that you have these ideas to even make it even better, that's insane. That's like so good, so refreshing to hear. And like, I can't wait to see where the second society is like in the next year or the next 2 years, where it becomes something that is all right. Like, are you on second society? How are you not on second society? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
to get it to that point. So I'm like super excited for you, your team, and pretty much just seeing where it goes, because it's definitely what was needed in the industry.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode. If you haven't checked out Irma's work, please go to earthandsun.co. Her films are absolutely stunning. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.